Hello, class. I'm really sorry that we had to reschedule, or I should say cancel, our Zoom call today. I had a meeting that came up and was unable to reschedule it. It was with Madrina Amy. So she has a very busy schedule and could only do it during our Zoom call time. So I'm very sorry about that. What I wanted to go over today was the correct answers to our quiz that we took. I have just, right before making this video, returned all of our quizzes, so you should be able to see what I commented on your quiz. And then I also added the work that I would have done, or just to show you what I would do for each question. So I want to go through that again today, just to show you, or maybe talk through, explain, and so you guys can see my thought process behind doing these problems. So for our first one, we're asked about density. I gave you guys the equation that density is equal to mass divided by volume. So what I do every time I have a problem is I write down the equation I want to use, and I write down what I'm given in terms of our variables, in terms of our equation. So our equation says density, or D, is equal to m for mass divided by volume, or V. So I defined m as 6 kilograms, m equals 6 kilograms, and V equals 3 meters cubed. So I just took those from our equation, and then I have my equation I can put in here simply. So I can put in I can put in a 6 kilograms divided by 3 meters cubed. I'm just plugging in m as 6 kilograms on the top and V 3 meters cubed on the bottom. And then I can take 6 divided by 3 to get 2 kilograms per meters cubed. A lot of people did this really well, but maybe a lot of people forgot units, or maybe some people only wrote 2 kilograms. So we have to get our whole part of our units down here, but those are just some key notes to make sure we get our units correctly. And then it always helps to show your work. So I always like to do this, because if someone wrote, for example, 0.5 as their answer here, and that's all they put for me, I don't know where they went wrong. I can kind of guess, but the more work you show me, the more you write down, the more I can understand what you're thinking and maybe where you're confused. And maybe you're just confused on if I put our mass on the top or on the bottom when I'm dividing. Just to show this, I did, I don't have a division sign. Sorry, never mind. So I did, again, just the more work you guys can show me, the better it will be, or I should say the better I can help you and understand where you're going. Number 2 is just like number 1, except now we have a gold piece that has a volume of 4 meters cubed and a mass of 4 kilograms. So I wrote down the equation I wanted to use. I wrote down how much mass we have, 4 kilograms. I wrote down the volume we're given, which is 4 meters cubed. And then I plugged it in. So I did 4 kilograms divided by 4 meters cubed is going to be 4 divided by 4 is 1, or 1 kilogram per meter cubed. This next little part was just an example that we did to kind of get our ideas, or our brains thinking about just how big things are, or what units we should measure them in. So for example, we have our first question is, what is the best metric unit to find the mass of a person? So maybe you guys have done this at the doctor when we step on our scale. If they measure it in if they measure it in metric units, which are one of these values up here, which one would show up? So if we chose something too small, if we chose milligrams, which is way, way small, we would have a lot of them. We would have maybe even a billion, or a million milligrams if I stepped on the scale, because I weigh a lot. But if I put it into kilograms, it's a nice easier number that we understand. Maybe it's 80 kilograms. So it just, the idea is to find the correct size for each one of these. So for the mass of a person, we said kilogram. For the volume of a botellón, a large botellón, we said liter would be best. For the length of a pencil, we said centimeter. And then for the mass of a car, just like the mass of a person, we're going to do a kilogram. The next part was some simple conversions. So in this part, I gave you guys this staircase that we had been using to help remember our prefixes and how to convert between them. So for our first one, we're starting at kilometers and going to meters. So if we start at kilo, we're going to start at the top of this staircase. Let me turn this around actually, like this. And then I'm going to shrink it a little bit. There we go. So this way it looks better. So if we're starting at kilo and we're going to our base unit of meter, we're going to multiply by 10, multiply by 10, multiply by 10 to get to our base unit. So by doing that, what I did is I took 1.48, multiplied it by 10 by 10 by 10, or by 1,000, same thing. The other way we learned how to do this was just by moving our decimal point. Either way, we come to get 1,480 meters. I asked you guys the same exact question where we're starting at kilometers and going to meters. So again, we're going to look at our staircase. We're starting in kilos and we want to go to our base unit of meters. So we're going to go 10 times 10 times 10 or times 1,000. And then number 3, we're starting at liters and we're going to centiliters. So if we start at liters, we're starting in the middle. And if we want to go to centi, we're going to multiply by 10, multiply by 10. So that would get us to multiplying by 10 or 100. That's the same thing. So 2.5 times 100 is 250. So those are how we walked through those, or how I did those ones. And then this is another one that is really important to show our steps in. So in our dimensional analysis, it really helps me to see what you guys are thinking and what your steps are. So the way I wrote these out is I always start with what I am given. So I'm given 4.8 miles. And then I write my conversion unit so that my miles is on bottom, and so that it will cancel with the miles I start with. And then write the other conversion unit on top. I do my multiplication and I have my right answer. So we have 4.8 miles. We're going to multiply it by 1.6 kilometers over 1 mile. And that's 4.18 times 1.6 is what I typed into my calculator to get 7.68 kilometers. Again, our units are really, really important here. So we want to make sure we're writing down our units in our answer. I did the same thing here. We start with 5 miles. We're given 1 mile is 5,280 feet. I wanted the miles to cancel, so I put mile on the bottom. I typed into my calculator 5 times 5,280, and my answer is 26,400 feet. This next question, it was a little bit, it tripped a couple people up, but it's the same process. So it's bigger numbers, it's a little bit harder, but it's the same idea. We're asked how many atoms are there in 5 moles of carbon. So we're going to start with 5 moles of carbon here. We're going to put 1 mole of carbon on the bottom, and we said that it's equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of carbon. So this is our conversion unit, just like it was up here, but it's just a really big number. So what I typed in my calculator was 5 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, and got 3.01 times 10 to the 24th atoms of carbon. And then our last one was a multi-step conversion. So we had just learned about these, but I wanted to see how well people understood that concept. Let me add these in here. So this is just like our other conversions, but we don't have a nice direct path. So we're asked for how many centimeters are in 3 feet, but what we're given, we don't know our conversion from feet to centimeters. So we can't just do one conversion, we need to do 2 conversions. So we're given that if we let's start with what we're given. We're given 3 feet, so we're going to start with 3 feet, and now I need the conversion factor that has feet in it. So this first conversion factor has feet in it. I'm going to put feet on bottom so they cancel. and 12 inches on top. So if I were to stop here, I'd be left in inches. Well, I want to get to centimeters. I don't want to be in inches. So what I'm going to do is use my second conversion factor and put inches on bottom. So now I'm going to say 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So what I type into my calculator is 3 times 12 times 5.4, which is 91.44 centimeters. So I think I added comments into your quizzes. I likely copy pasted my work, I should say, that I was hoping for you guys to show. If you show this amount of work, it just really helps me see what we were thinking. I know it can be hard on a computer rather than writing it on a piece of paper, but that's okay. We'll work on it, and I'm learning still how the best way to do some of these tests are. So thank you guys for your hard work. If you guys have questions after watching this video, after looking at those comments, please let me know, because we will be having a final Partial test using this information still. So this was just to see where we're at. If we got something wrong, let's learn from it now so that we make sure we get it right later when we have our end of the Partial test. But I'm here to answer any questions you have. Please reach out. I really want to help you guys and make sure you understand things. Thank you guys very much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.